Have you ever just felt like giving up on German because of der die das? Yeah, you are not alone. But what if I told you it's not random, that there's actually a code to it, a system that, once you see it, makes everything just click? Well, stick with me because today we are going to crack that code together. I mean, does this sound familiar? You learn that der Tisch, the table, is somehow masculine, but das Mädchen, a girl, is neuter. It feels completely backwards, right? It's the kind of thing that makes you want to throw your textbook out the window. But trust me, we are about to make sense of all this seeming chaos. Okay, so here is the single most important thing you need to get your head around. I need you to forget everything you think you know about biological gender. In German, we're talking about grammatical gender. The best way to think about it is like sorting files into different folders on your computer. It's just a way of organizing words. That's it. It has nothing to do with the objects themselves. So how are we going to keep all this straight? It's actually pretty simple. We're going to use colors. See, every single noun in German belongs to one of three clubs. You've got the der Club, which we're going to color code blue. Then there's the die Club, which will always be red. And finally, the das Club, which is green. From this moment on, don't just learn the word. Learn its color. All right, let's dive into our first club, the blue club, masculine, der. Now, while some nouns in here might seem a little random, there are actually some really clear patterns that can help us predict when a noun is going to be masculine. So the blue club, it's all about the calendar. Days, months, seasons. You know, if it's on a schedule, it's probably der. It's also the club for male people and professions, and for things you'd see happening in the sky, like der Wind, the wind, and der Regen, the rain. And here is our first big shortcut. Just look at the ending of the word. If you see a word ending in ism, erner, or there is a very high chance it belongs in our blue club. Honestly, this is a huge time saver. Now let's move on to our next club and see how this all builds. Welcome to the red club for feminine nouns, and I have some great news for you. This is the most reliable, most rule-based club of them all. Seriously, if you focus here, you're going to see massive progress fast. So, just how reliable are we talking? Well, for this club, the red club, the suffix rules, they're right 99% of the time. No, that is not a typo. This right here is your secret weapon for learning German gender. Logically, yeah, die die club includes female people, like die Mutter, the mother, and also any number that you use as a noun, like die Eins, the number 1. But the real power isn't in these logical groups, it's all in the endings. Okay, seriously, screenshot this slide, memorize it, burn this into your brain. If a word ends in any of these suffixes, it's die, every single time. You see a word like Freiheit, it's die, no exceptions. This one trick right here will change everything for you. And that brings us to our final stop, the green club, neuter das. Now, this is often seen as the kind of catch-all category for things, or abstract concepts, or words that don't quite fit anywhere else. But don't worry, it has its own set of very helpful rules too. The das Club is the home for young beings, like das Kind, the child, and das Baby. It also covers materials, chemicals and metals, like das Gold. And hey, here's a great tip. A lot of international words, especially ones borrowed from English, like das Hotel or das Hobby, they're almost always neuter. Now, for what I think is the cutest rule in the entire German language. If you add the suffix schen to any noun to make it sound small or cute, it automatically becomes a neuter das noun. So der Hund, the dog, becomes das Hundchen, the little doggy. This rule is simple, but it is incredibly powerful. So let's circle all the way back to that original mystery that confuses everybody, the girl. Using the rules we've just learned, we can now solve this puzzle once and for all. Because it's not random, it's pure grammatical logic. Okay, let's break it down. You start with a word for a female person, right? Like die Frau. Then you add our cute suffix, hin. And what happens? Well, that little suffix is so powerful, it completely overrides the original gender of the word and forces it into the green das Club. And that is why it's das Mädchen. And this brings us to the absolute golden rule you have to remember. In German, grammar beats biology every single time. The suffix of a word, that little ending, is more powerful than the real-world meaning of that word. It's not about disrespect, it's just about following strict, unwavering grammatical rules. Okay, You now have the code. You get the clubs, you know the logical groups, and you understand the incredible power of suffixes. But, knowing the code is one thing. Actually using it is another. So here's your new mission. With the hacks we've just gone over, you can now correctly identify the gender of about 80% of all German nouns you're going to run into. Just think about that. That's a massive advantage. You've gone from just guessing to making highly educated predictions. So how do you practice? First, from now on, never again learn a noun by itself. It's the Tisch, die Tür, das Fenster. Always together. Second, get physical with it. Use blue, red, and green sticky notes to label things all around your house. And finally, try this thing called the finger method. When you see an object, say its German name and point. Point up for der, left for die, and right for das. Connecting the word to a physical action builds these incredibly powerful memory pathways in your brain. So you see, German gender isn't just a giant list of random words to memorize. It's a system. It's a system with a code. And you now have the tools to be a code breaker, not just a student. So my final question to you is, what's the first new word you're going to go out and decode?
And that is the logic behind the Der, Die, Das code. I know, it feels like a lot to process right now. You're probably thinking about newspapers, little girls, and museums all at once. But here is the secret. You don't master German by memorizing rules. You master it by using them. In just 5 seconds, we are starting our 40-question mega quiz. We've divided it into 3 stages. The easy level will test your intuition on basic objects. The medium level will check if you remember the natural categories like days of the week and seasons. The hard level, this is where we see if you've truly mastered the suffix hacks, the endings like ung, heit, and chen. Grab a piece of paper or open your notes. Keep track of your score because I want to see your results in the comments below. If you get more than 35 right, you are a German genius in the making. Are you ready to beat the Der, Die, Das mystery? Let's start. In 3, 2, 1. Los geht's. 40 questions. If you got the suffix questions right at the end, you are officially an advanced A1 student. Remember, always learn the article with the noun. Subscribe for episode 7 tomorrow, where we tackle plurals. Bis bald!